Hi everybody, Jill Lancet. How is everybody? I hope you've had a great week. We're here tonight for another free card making video and a look at the new mini catalogue. But that's all I can show you. I'm so sorry. I really hate teasing everybody. But yeah, a little bit of a sneak peek. Unfortunately, you have to wait till September to look inside. But as us demonstrators are able to pre-order certain items, you'll probably see loads of stuff. But I'm not doing anything from that tonight. I don't think so anyway. Maybe some of the paper is from there. Look, I cannot keep up, okay? Sorry. I think I need more coffee. Anyway, look, we're going to make a start on Christmas cards. And I saw this on Pinterest. I couldn't tell you who it was. This is the only bit of information that came, but I have naturally sorted it out, got the sizes and everything right, and I'm even offering you a free template. Just email me, okay? This is my email address here. Email me and request the template for Christmas tree card, and you'll get this. And now I'm going to show you how we're going to do this, okay? So when you get your free template, print it out. Now you can either print it out on cardstock if your printer allows that. Mine doesn't. Or just print it out like this, and then you can cut this out and trace around it onto a piece of cardstock. Now that's what I've done here, okay? Now you'll see that this fits this template perfectly. That is for the metric card size. If you are in the US, exactly the same, except chop it off there. That line across the bottom there, chop it off there. Now, this was my workings out. This is how I worked it out. But then I came up with this, and I thought, well, you guys don't need to know all these measurements. All you need is that outline, and you can trace around it and make yourself a template. You can pop this in your stash in case you want to make them again. But I'm going to show you now what you need to make this card. Now, I've also got the US measurements, and I will put them all down, you know where, in the description under the title, because this only came in metric sizes, so that was a little bit tricky. So I'm going to show you the card now. Hold on. Hold your horses, honey. I've got this little box of tricks here. You know that I'm slightly disorganized. Well, maybe a little bit more than slightly. But anyway, look, I'll show you the first card I made, because that's what it looked like on the Pinterest, kind of. They actually had another outline of this tree. It was a bit too hard to work that out, so I've just put panels on there. This is one of the beautiful new papers. It's a beautiful gold foil vellum. Now I'm going to show you it. It's printed on one side, so this side is white. Now, it would be a shame to not use the gold foil side, but does that not look like snow to you? Especially if you put something dark behind it. Does that not look like snow? So maybe you can use the reverse of it. I'll leave that up to your imagination. But there it is there. I've cut a bit of it to play with today. So I did it in the crumb cake, and I gold embossed the sentiment. But it's like a like a gatefold, I guess you could call it. And it does stand up. It stands up quite well. Then I thought, you know what, that would look really nice in green with the gold. So I've done one in garden green with the 2 panels on the inside. And then I was like, what about red? What about red? So I'm going to do an alternate one in red. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. I'll show you how we're going to do it. This is the mock-up for the US letter size. As you can see, the card size is a little bit different. But I'm going to show you how I made the one template fit both sizes. Yes, there was a lot of thinking involved, and now I have a headache, so... Okay, so I've got all this stuff here. This is my first drawing on some scrap paper to work it all out, and I think we'll just get started. So it's fairly similar. Well, it's almost exactly the same for both sizes of cards, but I will be making it in metric, but I will sort of show you how we've made that a little bit different for the US size. Okay, so start with your piece of cardstock. Now, we have A4 here in Australia, and it is obviously different to the US letter size, but you are going to cut your piece, whether it's US letter size or this one, to this measurement. Now, this is the right size this way for the US, so you're using a full sheet this way at 11 inches, but you're doing 5.5 inches this way. In Australia, we're going to be doing 29 centimetres, so we're cutting off a sliver there, and then we're going to make it 14.85 as the normal height of the card. So I'm doing this now. I'm going to cut this with you. I normally have all this sort of stuff ready, but I'm going to cut this with you now and show you how we create this card. This could be totally different to the originators working out, but I couldn't find them. So normally 14.85 for metric, so I'm cutting that to that size here. Now you've got a really good sized piece of scrap that can be used for very many things, sentiments, whatever. So now this is where the scoring takes place. Now I'm going to give you both measurements just in case you're following along at the moment, and you don't want to keep referring to the information. So for the metric, we want this to be 29 centimetres. So I'm moving my arm out. I'm finding 29, and it's basically like, hang on, hold your horses. It's like not quite even a centimetre, so it's not a lot of wastage. Now, if you're in the US, you're not doing that. You're just cutting your 11-inch piece down to 5.5 inches, okay? I hope I don't get tangled up because I don't really deal with inches and US sizes, so you'll have to bear with me, okay? So in Australia, the first score we're going to do is at 4.5 centimetres. I've got the majority of the cardstock on this side. I'm going 4.5 centimetres, and I'm scoring, not cutting, okay? Scoring. So we're scoring. I'm moving that across to 9.5 centimetres. Okay, just going to turn that down a bit. Sorry guys, 9.5 centimetres. And then, because it's much easier, I'm going to turn that around and do exactly the same thing. So 4.5 centimetres up here. And then 9.5 centimetres. Okay, now if I was in the US, I would be taking my piece of 11 by 5.5, and I am scoring that at 1 5/8. Now you can see I've had to do some crossing out, some, you know, tweakage. So 1.58 inches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1.5, and I'm looking at these measurements down the bottom here, the imperial measurements, and then one more eighth is 1 5/8. So I'm scoring that there. Then I'm moving this over to 3. I know this sounds like an odd measurement. 3 inches plus 9/16. Now I'm going to hold this up. I want to show you something. Okay. Now, there's 1 inch. The next notch is 1/16. The second notch is 1/8. When you get to here, you're at 1/4 inch. So it's 2/8 or 4/16. So I hope you can see that. Look, 1 plus 1/16, another 16th. So we want to go to 9/16. Well, if we go 2, 4, 6, 8, that's 1.5 inches, and you just need to go 1 little 16th past that, and that is 9/16. Please don't think I'm trying to be condescending, but some people don't, you know, they haven't done things like this. So we want to go to 3 inches plus 9/16. So it's 3.5 plus that first little notch plus 3.5. Okay, so 1 5/8, 3 9/16. We're turning that around and we're doing exactly the same thing. 1 5/8, 3 9/16. And you will end up with a card like this. Now this is my bodgy one that I practiced on. I had to work it out first. So yeah, but trust me, I remade it here and it fits pretty well. Okay, so now I'm going to take my garden green, and I am going to fold all these scores. Now this is the time you want to, you know, just make sure that lines up and give that a really nice score. And then we're turning this one back on itself. Okay, so again, this is the point where you want to make sure it lines up. And yes, it doesn't quite go to the edge, and it won't on either of them because we're going to be doing some cutting in a minute. Now, if you can see that lip where I've cut that, if you just take your bone folder and just give that a nice smooth out, that will not be an issue. So now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Make sure it's nicely lined up, give it a good score, and then fold this piece back. Again, I'm just checking to make sure that that is nicely scored. Now they should meet in the middle. Okay, at those measurements that should meet in the middle. Now we're going to use our template here. So fold this back out like that. You want your 2 wings to be up like that. And if I was in the US, I would either cut that off straight away, or if you want to use both, you can line it up and that will just be at the bottom. So you want to line up the point at the top. So I'm going to show you here, and it's of this outside piece. And you need a sharp pencil, you know, like I like these little, what are they called? Mechanical pencils, because the lead in them is very, very fine. So now, just to make it easier, I'm turning that upside down. Okay, so I want to line that up right up against the score. Okay, so I'm up against the score, and I'm just going to trace this, basically. So just tracing it. Now, if you make this out of cardstock, just tracing it with a pencil, it will last a fair while, okay? And then what you need to do is to turn it around and do it on the other side. Now, you always want the point at the top. Now, this might be a little bit either way, but you want the point at the top. So I'm pushing that right up against the score, and I'm just tracing around this. So just hold it in place. You know, it's fairly simple straight lines. So now I'm not sure if you can see that, but now we're just going to cut those off. So just using your snips, your favourite scissors, we're just going to cut those off. So bear with me while I do that. I won't be a tick. And as I said, it's fairly easy to cut because it's literally just straight lines. And I mean, you could try and do this on your paper trimmer. I wouldn't be bothered because it's not really that hard. So when you get up to the top here, we're going to turn it around. We're going to do the other side. Okay, so I'm going down from the top now. Now you might notice that the top of the tree is a little bit longer than the other two layers, and that's fine. Aesthetically, it looks really good. So I'm going to cut both of these horizontal lines now, and then I'm going to just chop these off and meet up with that horizontal line. And the last one. It's just a little bit easier if you kind of do it from the outside in. And there we go. Now that scrap, you might be able to die cut some little shapes out of that if you wish to keep it. If keeping things like that stresses you out, put them in the bin. And now we have this. So now I'm just going to give that a bit of reinforcement, just like that. Give these a bit of reinforcement and turn it around and do this one. So that is the basis of our card. Very, very simple. It stands up. It looks pretty nice on the mantle, but we're going to do a bit of decorating now. That's it. That is literally it. Now, in some of these I did gold embossing. I'm not going to do that, just to show you something different. This is from the Trucking Along set. I think that's what it's called. And this one is a retired one. I'm sure everybody's got at least one Christmas sentiment stamp that they can use. I found mine on, and do you think I can find it? Here it is. Happy Little Things. And I didn't realise it had a Christmas greeting. So I've taken wishing you a peaceful season. Isn't that nice? And it's big, so it's going to take up a fair bit of room. So what I've done is I've set this up on a stamp platform, and I'm going to show you. I'm just going to stamp this in garden green. No, I tell a lie, mossy meadow. So I'm folding my card out with the 2 tree bits tucked inside, because that's how I've set this up in this particular stamp platform. And I've had a few runs at this, so yeah, I know it's going to work. I know it's in the right spot. And I'm doing this now before we decorate this, because it can be a bit chunky once you've got a couple of layers on here. So I just thought I would do it first. Now, as I said, it's a fairly big message. So yeah, you want something like that to fill up the card, then yeah, try that. And putting them all together, like layering them up, is yeah, one go. You do it in one go. So here's my mossy meadow. I'm just going to pop that down. Now it's a solid stamp. Now that's why I decided to put this in the stamp platform, because sometimes these don't give 100% you know, good stampage. So is that a word, stampage? Tis now. Okay, so this is up in the corner. I want to keep that up in the corner, and I'm just going to stamp that down, and if that's not perfect, I'm going to do it again. So I'm just trying to give pressure to all parts of this stamp, and I'm leaving it on for just a second, okay? And I'm going to lift it up. That is pretty good for a first time run. So I'll just do it once more, just to make sure I've filled in all of the gaps. Sometimes with the, I mean, I love these things. I buy the blank ones, the empty ones, uninked, that's the word. And I put my own re-inker in it. And yeah, like for the cost of one full-size ink pad, I can buy like 5 of these, I think it is, something like that. And then I just use my own re-inkers. I buy the re-inkers when they come out. And sometimes the big ink pads are a little bit tricky to store, and if you haven't got a lot of room, these are fantastic. Beautiful. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to clean that, and we'll have a look at them all side by side. The others were like prototypes, so I didn't sort of go overboard or anything like that. So that's done, and that's out of the way. And that's not ink. I think it's water. So now we've got our little card. Now all I thought to do was to just pop a bit of red behind it. How good does that look? Now here's a little tip. My blade is just about ready for replacing. So I buy these at my cosmetics shop, and they're nail buffers, and I just hold it and just run it down there like that, and it's usually enough to get all those fuzzy bits off. So yeah, if you've got any fuzzy bits, try that. So first of all, I'm going to pop this. Now these are, again, the measurements will be down in the description, but I've made them the same length of the card. Now if they're not perfect, you can just trim them off. I've deliberately left a little bit of a border for a bit of contrast, and all I'm going to do is glue this right up against the fold. And this is a retired paper, but any red designer series paper that you have in your stash, this one's got a beautiful watercolor sort of feature to it, but it's just red. You could use any color you like. You could make your base card any color you like. If you like the alternate Christmas colors, yep, go for it. Now I've put that down with liquid glue because I want to fold this back and just make sure that that does not impede the fold of the tree. Now there is a little bit of overhang there, so we'll deal with that when that glue's dry. And now I'm going to do the same thing with this side. I'm going to pop this one behind here. I just like liquid glue because you can, you know, move it around if you haven't got it in the right spot to start with. So up against the fold, and I'm going to make sure that the fold is still okay. Just give that a nice thing. And then on the inside, I just thought I'd put 2 more. So how quick and easy is that? Again, this is a retired paper. If you saw how much retired paper I have, you'd be like, oh yeah, use it up, Jill. Now, it goes from top to bottom as well, but there is a little bit of a border either side of the folds. So, yeah. So just check that. That's the size that I have given you. That's what that should do. And the American sizes are slightly different in width, so I have worked them out and I have put them down in the details below. Now, what do you think about that? Again, you could do any color combination you want. So now we have this Christmas tree, and I thought it would be fun to decorate that. Now, what did I do with them? Here they are. These are new. These are called, I think I used them the other day, adhesive backed sparkle gems. Now, there's gold and silver there. Generally speaking, that's Christmassy. So I just thought I'd put a couple of these around, and we'll just see. We'll just see how we go. So we might put a silver one. Let's just see. A silver one there. A silver one there. A gold one here. And these are just the small ones. Gold one there. A gold one there. And a large gold one on the bottom. And that looks pretty good. And of course you could go even further and put a gold one there and a gold one there. They don't have to be even. I'm only saying that because I put them in the wrong spot. A silver one. It's pretty tricky to see when you're not right over the top of it. And a silver one there. Oop. Bit of my puppy dog's beautiful locks there. I have to move that because the OCD in me is just like going a bit crazy now. So that looks a bit better. And then a large couple of silver ones here. Oh, did I put the wrong ones in? I did. I meant to put silver on here. Hold your horses, honey. So we'll just move those to the middle. And I'll put a silver one down there. Sorry, but yeah, it has to be right. Okay, I'm sorry, it has to be right. Now, years ago, well, not years ago, but a couple of years ago, we had this sequin pack, and it was huge. I'll check and see if it's still available, but I'm not sure. But crikey, if you've used them up, I would be really, really surprised. I have given loads of these away, and they came in this little 4-pack, and there was several different shapes and types of sequins and colours in that. I'll take the lid off because I know that's a bit glary. As I said, I have had this for years, but you know, there's still hundreds, literally hundreds in there. So they are very, very handy when Christmas rolls around. So there is our beautiful, not too over the top card. It's obvious that it's a handmade card. If you write a lot, you've got this whole panel on the back if you want to write a little newsletter. But I just thought that was so, so cute. So there's that one with the red now. We're going to vote, I think. I think we'll vote. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. Oh, did I tell you the size of those? Those panels were 14.85. No, that's not them. Dear, oh dear. I don't know where it is. It'll be down there. I did write it down, but it'll be down there. Okay, so here's the one we just made. Here is the green and the red one. Wishing you a peaceful season. I like this. This is just, especially if you have to make a lot of them, you know, but you want something a little bit zhushy. Here is a green and gold one with the beautiful gold vellum on it, and I've done some gold embossing on the sentiment there. And this is the crumb cake with the vellum. Now, I found out that I could actually use my seal on the back of this vellum, and it would be really, really tricky for you to see. I did do a couple with the liquid glue, and you can see it's like, you can see where I've put the glue. Okay, I can feel it, I can see it. So I think the seal is the way to go. This is the crumb cake with the gold. I haven't put any sequins on this yet, but yeah. Let me know what you think, okay? Let's go from, what hand's this? Left to right. Gosh. Green and red. Green and gold, which is very appropriate during the Olympics, or the crumb cake and gold. Let me know what you think. Now, this whole month, there is a 15% off particular designer series papers. You will see that on my website, on my online store, which is here, jewellancet.stampinup.net. If you want to request the template, please send a request to Tillie, TILLIE 2145 at gmail.com. Putting it in the comments, I don't have an email address to send it to you. So yeah, send it to me via email and I'll send it back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget to like this video, and you can subscribe and you can share it if you want. That would be lovely. I'm trying to build my channel up. I'm trying to become a bit well known in Australia and overseas. And if you are so inclined, you could donate the cost of a cup of coffee per month to the Kanamaluka Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre. Now, this is a charity that is very, very close to my heart because that is my nephew there. It's not the best picture of him. I shall remove this silicone mat and you might be able to see him a bit better. That's better, Duncan. His name is Duncan, and he and his partner Jess and their family care for these animals. They rehabilitate them, they get them back to full health, and then they release them back into the beautiful Tasmanian wilderness, which is where this is. And they are run totally by donations and volunteers. So it's a very good cause. If you're looking for something that you might like to contribute to, a cup of coffee a month, I have set it up to automatically take it out of my bank account each month. It's done. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Every month I'm donating to the Kanamaluka Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre. Thank you so much. There's a million charities out there. This is just my personal little charity, and I love it. So I love animals, and yeah, have a look at these. Green and red, green and gold, crumb cake and gold. And please let me know. Leave me a comment and let me know which one you think you prefer. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys all on Sunday night. So take care. And yeah, happy crafting. Have a go at this. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.